The article this video is based on was originally posted on The Athletic and was written by Laurie Whitwell. Head over to www.theathletic.com/RabonaTV to get started with a 30-day free trial and 50% off of your annual subscription fee. This past summer, Manchester United sold want-away striker Romelu Lukaku to Inter. There's nothing wrong with that. Players leave clubs all the time, and if he didn't want to be there, then it's probably best to not risk him becoming a problem in the locker room. But perhaps an even bigger problem has come to the fore following that sale. Now United doesn't have a true number 9. Of course, if you were to listen to what Lukaku had to say about his own strengths, then perhaps they never did have a back-to-goal striker at United. Not since Zlatan left, at least. But what's worse is that through all of this, it's Rashford's career that is hurting the most, as he continues to try to play as a number 9. Now, we always have to remember that this isn't the be-all and end-all for his career, but if he continues on this trajectory, he runs the risk of becoming what could have been attacker instead of the player that his potential promised him to be when he burst onto the scene in February of 2016. Since then, only once has he managed to hit double digits in goals. Age, in this case, is something that Mourinho isn't willing to consider. Speaking on Sky Sports, he said, quote, "There is the yin and the yang. Marcus Rashford, of course, is young. He's turning 22 on October 31st. But 5 seasons in the team? Louis van Gaal played him. 2.5 seasons with me, playing all the time. Half a season with Ole, playing all the time. This is the 5th season. I think it's very tough to find a player at 21 with so many appearances in the Premier League." Last season was Rashford's best output in the league with 10 goals. Other than that, he has had 7, 5, and 5. However, for a player who recently has been played as the number 9, his constant changing of position is rendering him impotent from open play. And perhaps Mourinho got into his head a bit when he said that Rashford on the left will, quote, "always go to the inside to his favorite foot. He's looking for that curving shot." As Laurie Whitwell writes for The Athletic while analyzing Rashford's game against Arsenal and how it was a good representation of the, as of now, failing Rashford as a striker project. Out on the right, heading into the box, Rashford was up against Luiz, with Pereira and James racing to support. But Rashford did not advance with conviction and ended up hitting a hopeful strike from 18 yards that took a deflection off Luiz, but looked to be going wide in any case. And this wasn't the only time that Rashford had hesitated in doing so, as he did the same when he took on Socrates from a similar situation earlier in the match. As Whitwell notes, rather than check back inside onto his stronger foot, as he did against Chelsea to win a penalty against Kurt Zouma, he tried to go with his left, but scuffed the shot. In truth, he never looked truly confident. It was similar in appearance to when he burst clear down the left against West Ham, jumping over the missed tackle by Issa Diop, only to take a wrong turn against Declan Rice. The decision told of a player who has now scored 1 goal from open play in 16 matches, although criticism can also be directed at the team's overall lack of creativity during that time. Anthony Martial returning would benefit Rashford particularly as a teammate to bounce off of. 1 goal from open play in 16 matches is not the kind of form a team can rely upon from their striker, and the longer they have to play him as a center forward that doesn't score from open play, the tougher it will be for him to get out of this rut. But why does he insist on playing there? And if not him, why do the club and manager think he is a suitable means to fill United's strikerless void? As Mourinho says, quote, "He is not a player to play with his back to the goal. He isn't a target man. He doesn't score as many goals as a striker should. From the side, he will get into numbers of 10 to 12 goals per season. I think playing from the sides, let's say a Mané position, I think he can be a very good player. But he thinks he's a number 9, and the club and manager now, they think he's a number 9. Given Mourinho's time with him, you could probably trust his word when he says that Rashford himself thinks he's a number 9. Again though, let's reiterate. United are of course partially forced into playing Rashford as their striker down to lack of personnel and injuries. Part of the reason why they could think that he is a striker are down to his early days with the club, which, as Whitwell says, the clear-minded ruthlessness of his debut Premier League goals against Arsenal 3 years ago seems a little clouded at present, even accounting for his superb finish against Chelsea from another long Pogba pass. But players adapt and change positions over the years. Another mercurial United talent, Cristiano Ronaldo, moved in the opposite direction from Rashford over the years, moving from the wing to more of a striker position as his career progressed. Rashford, on the other hand, could benefit from being moved from the center to the left or right-hand side, into the Mané position, as Mourinho mentioned. Though with Daniel James on the left, he could be forced to the right. As Whitwell notes, even Gareth Southgate has said that the center forward position may not be, quote, where he is happiest and where he does his best work. So wait, is Southgate saying that Rashford himself prefers the wing? It's getting confusing. But either way, for now, the center forward project will go on, with plans of improving his short game becoming a priority for him at Carrington, as dropping short to receive the ball instead of always trying to get in behind would make him trickier to mark. But then again, that in itself bears the question, why? If Rashford is one of your best attackers, and in the current state that United is in, that's the truth, why not play him where he's more comfortable and effective? Let's assume that Rashford himself is asking to play centrally, and perhaps is clinging on to his own perceived identity of being a striker. Well, Whitwell says, his activity map shows a spread across the width of the pitch, but weighed 60.47% down the right flank, which is surprising given he was lined up to play centrally. So I think it's time for all parties to accept that this no longer works. The lack of goals from open play suggests that he is overthinking things, and perhaps the clarity of what position he is to be used in on the wing would work wonders in his decision making. Sure, United may be forced to play Greenwood as the striker for now until Martial is back, but what's the harm in that anyway? He's proven that he can score, and it's not as if United haven't forced a youngster into the limelight like this before, paging, well, Marcus Rashford. And hey, it's important to repeat that this piece isn't giving up on Rashford as a player, but on Rashford as a striker. There's still a ton to be proud of in his career so far, as Whitwell reinforces. At the same point in the campaign that Cristiano Ronaldo began, aged 21, he had a total of 39 goals for club and country. Kane had just 5 for Tottenham. Rashford has 55. Will he go on to be as effective in the Premier League as Kane is and Ronaldo was? I'm not sure, it's hard to tell. But it certainly seems as though he has a better chance at it from a wide position than he does centrally. And you can read more about Rashford and United on The Athletic, like how United, as of October 2nd, haven't scored a goal from set pieces in 218 days. The worst return in the Premier League, but Maguire should be changing that, right? Plus, you can subscribe to the feeds of your favorite teams and competitions such as the Bundesliga, Premier League, and Champions League, or follow your favorite writers from The Athletic's all-star cast of journalists. So, support Rabona TV by heading to www.theathletic.com/RabonaTV, and in turn, you'll get 30 days for free, 50% off your annual fee, and access to some incredible sports journalism. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Be sure to leave a comment on what you think Rashford needs in order to get back on track. Subscribe if you want more videos from Rabona TV, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.